Mike is such a fascinating player to me. He comes in as this snarky and self-effacing movie writer from Hollywood with a lot of money to his name, a lot of fame, and people might think, oh man, he's no threat to win. I'll just go to the end with him. But he used that baggage to his advantage, and that is a creative way to play the game, to get yourself further. And I would even say that if Mike won, he would be a unique winner, a unique style of winner in the history of Survivor. When has someone come in and told everyone, look, I'm really rich, I don't need the money, and somehow found a way to actually take it home anyway? And all to do it while everyone wanted to work with him. There were times where, right before I went home, I looked out on the beach, I saw Mike there, and I had just gone up and talked to him. And someone else just went up and talked to him too. And someone else, and someone else. It was a revolving door of people who were going up to Mike and giving him information about the game. He was the central intelligence agency of our Survivor game. He knew everything that was going on near the end. That is so impressive that we would all collectively give him this power to make all those decisions. So on the analytical side of this, I look at this game, I'm like, this is so impressive. We could all see it was hiding in plain sight this whole time, and we didn't vote him out. In spite of what anyone might say, he earned it. He fought in that fire-making challenge. He was good. I'm pretty sure I would have lost that, and I practiced. I think people underestimated him. And while you have to try to estimate everyone in Survivor correctly, I think most people did underestimate him. And as a result, he's sitting in the finals with a solid case to make. So I look forward to seeing how he makes that case. Angelina always has an angle, it seems, that she's trying to sell. So in many ways, that's admirable in the game of Survivor. You want to reward someone who is always working. She's not always the most subtle about how she's working it, but she's working it. She was on the bottom of her alliance after that foolish move to tell Elizabeth that she was about to be voted out. She was in, quote, the doghouse. She was told this by the Goliaths, and yet she's sitting at the end. But being at the end is evidence of very little in Survivor in terms of your quality of gameplay. I admire Angelina's pluckiness. I admire how she doesn't quit, and she keeps fighting to stay in the game. She found that idol. I'll point out she's the only woman in this game to have found any kind of idol or advantage, and that's something that I think that shows that she was brave enough to go look for it and really tried hard. On the other hand, with Angelina, she sometimes is her own worst enemy. It's almost comical the degree to which Angelina is always trying to draw attention to her past successes or things she can point at as successes. But it's something that the jury recognizes, and not because it's a bit annoying to hear this over and over again, and we're like, we know. It's more insulting in the fact that we know, and we know what you're doing. Do you think that we're dumb enough that we don't see what you're doing? And that the lack of subtlety in and of itself turns off a jury. And it's the kind of thing that was bad gameplay a lot of the times. So that's the problem with Angelina for me, is this lack of self-awareness not just something that bothers people on the jury? Because I don't care about that. I don't really care in terms of my $1 million vote. But what it does, the fact that she doesn't know how she comes across in these moments, and doesn't know that she doesn't know how she comes across in these moments, it has threatened her game. And I'm not sure she realizes the degree it has. So do I want to reward a player who is sabotaging themselves without realizing it the entire time? I don't think so. Nick and I have had such a long history together. You know, the only original David still left in the game. And he approached me on day one to be in an alliance, the famed Mason-Dixon alliance. And he cut me. He cut me out of the game. I applaud it. I applaud that he cut me from the game. And I applaud that he got to the end. I was worried for a little bit that maybe it would have been just easier if people just got rid of Nick at the very end and he wouldn't have a chance. Because I do like Nick. I like him on a personal level. I find him very genuine. Perhaps genuine to a fault for the game of Survivor. But he has, on a personal level, he has this beautiful passion in life, which is helping people with their drug addictions. It's not a glamorous career, I'm sure. But it's one that he feels passionate about. You know, he's been personally touched by this ongoing crisis of addiction in a tragic way. And he's dedicating his life to that. So there's always a temptation to be like, man, that guy, what a great guy. Wouldn't it be great if his life was easy? Wouldn't it be great if his bank account was never empty? You know, even a cold mechanical robot guy can see that angle for Nick. I get it. I see the pull of the heartstrings for Nick, and I feel it too. To me, the game is about what you do while you're here. What you do while you're here, not what you do while you're at home. So I have to judge Nick on what he was like here. Specifically, how he acquitted himself in a fashion that maximized his chances of winning the game. He certainly has done many things in this game that you can point to and say, hey, look, Nick is playing. Nick found an advantage. Nick found an idol. Nick tried to make a fake idol to try to fool me. And he did. He did fool me. I'm not sure to what end, but he did. Nick won 3 immunity challenges. Look at all of these things. These are the points on his resume, right? But a resume can be misleading. Maybe he superficially has checked off all these boxes. But is he foundationally a good player? Is he making moves that actually maximize his chance to win? I'm not so sure. It would be very impressive to show that he took some of the baggage for how he acts, that he can have a little bit of a temper and turn that into a strategy. That too would be a beautiful thing in a winner. And saying, hey, anyone who plays this game next, yeah, we all have our personal foibles, but they can serve to your advantage. A big theme of this season is what is the nature of an advantage? Something that makes you look maybe weak, something that makes you look not powerful or really diminishes your ability to do things can actually be turned into a strength. And Survivor is like the perfect game for that kind of framework, that reversal. Survivor is full of dichotomies, being a threat versus not being a threat, being strong when being weak could be useful. So Nick could embody very well this theme of being this charming, very genuine, but also at times emotionally raw person, was able to take all of that and turn that into a package of a great Survivor player and a great Survivor winner.